So I guess walking forward at your opponent just wins fights. Subriel Matias got the decision win over Alberto Puello. He was walking into shots, especially towards the end. It was close, but Puello turned it around, and in the majority of people's opinions, apart from the bloody judges and Matias fans, Puello won the fight late. Yeah, honestly, like he was hurting and stunning Subriel Matias late on in that fight. Alberto Puello was making him walk onto shots, boxing well late on Alberto Puello on the back foot, moving around well. Matias wasn't active enough late on whatsoever, but walking forward wins in the fight. I don't even think he believed he'd won. I honestly don't think he believed that he'd won that fight. He looked a bit shocked when he got given the decision. I'm not going to lie. He looked a bit shocked when he got given the decision because he shouldn't have won the fight. I'm not calling it a robbery because it was close. There were close rounds in there. But Puello was able to do more late on. Puello did more late on in that fight to just about get the decision in the majority of people's opinions. It was close, but I thought Puello did enough there. I guess they just don't take into account boxing on the back foot and making your opponent walk into shots, luring him in. That's what Puello was doing. I feel like Puello started the fight, especially the first 2 rounds, well, and then ended the fight very well overall. And I feel like he was able to do enough to win the fight. You know, Matias was good at pressuring throughout the fight and, didn't stay away from Puello whatsoever. But the thing is he was walking onto shots. No defense at all, no head movement. He was walking onto shots. Puello was able to, get some good hooks going, move off well, get the jab going, whipping in some nice hooks around the guard of Subriel Matias. Yes, look, to be fair, Matias didn't really care about the power of Alberto Puello. He didn't at all. He was able to take the power of Alberto Puello easily in that fight. But he basically just won the fight because he walked forward. That is why the judges gave it to him. They didn't take in any account of what Puello was doing on the back foot. They didn't take it into account whatsoever. Puello was outlanding him in a lot of those rounds on the back foot just by doing the smarter work. That's what happened. Puello was doing the way smarter work in that fight. But because Matias was just walking forward, landing some body shots here and there, he was landing some good body shots, but he was walking forward, landing body shots and landing some decent work upstairs. But overall, Puello mixed up his work better. Puello was moving better than Matias and was able to put in the more eye-catching work and be able to outbox him as the fight went on. As the fight went on, it was Alberto Puello's fight. It was Alberto Puello's fight as the fight went on. But judges nowadays, they don't care about boxing on the back foot. They're not caring about the sweet science of the sport, which is what Alberto Puello is doing. Everyone says Puello's the king of being able to nick fights. That's exactly what he was able to do there, but not in the bloody judges' eyes for some reason that time. But I really was confident. Well, I was certain that he won the fight, but I was unsure on if the judges were gonna give it to him though, and they didn't. Yeah, it's annoying. Walking forward just wins. Matias was knackered late on in that fight, absolutely knackered, and Puello was able to stun him numerous of times. Fair play to Subriel Matias staying on his feet, but Puello was stunning him a lot late on. And being able to box around him. But, look, Matias fans are going to be living this one up. Of course they are. Look, Matias is a very entertaining fighter, but reality is he was just walking forward doing the same thing over and over again, and Puello was boxing and moving. and picking him off. Puello was literally luring him in and picking him off. When Puello got full extension through his punches, he was so convincing, and that's exactly what he was able to do as the fight went on. Get more, get extension through his punches as we went on. I think they've done him dirty. I'm not saying robbery, but I think, the judges, they kind of did do Alberto Puello dirty there. I feel like the judges have got it wrong twice tonight. They got it wrong. David Morrell lost. David Morrell shouldn't have won that fight at all. And I feel like they've got it wrong here. I wouldn't have minded a draw or a Puello win. But yeah, there we go. It is what it is. Subriel Matias has been given the decision. Subriel Matias is the champion. There we go then. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, speak to you in the next one.